Hey everybody, today it's going to be super fun. We have been toying around with the new Flux model. Want to showcase some of the new combinations of things that you can do using the model while we're still waiting on some of the integrated toolkit that has developed around SDXL to evolve into the Flux ecosystem. There are ways that you can use SDXL and what's already available in it to kind of still set the base for what you're going to do. We are going to do some sneaker designs. We're going to kind of go through the type of product design, ideation type workflows. We've got our sketch here. I'm going to practice a little bit earlier. We're going to try this with a Scribble control adapter. And we're going to make this wide. So we've got our Scribble here. And, you know, if you're a perfect artist and everything is down to the detail how you want to keep it, you can always keep that Scribble at a 1. The less confident you are in your artistic abilities, the more you want some assistance, you can bring that weight down. We're just going to keep going because this one's it's not the best sketch I've ever done. Like I said, if I had a tablet. I'm also going to loosen up the end there. And I've got a little bit of a prompt here. Let's see. I'm going to do studio photography, a sneaker, bold and striking, avant-garde. Do we have any other suggestions for what this shoe should look like? Come to realize as I was thinking through this workflow with Glimmer earlier today that I'm definitely not as familiar with like sneaker culture as some people are, which is okay. You know, I probably should get into sneaker culture because I think I'd probably be more fashionable. Steampunk style sneaker, we can try. Steampunk style sneaker. We will see what that turns into. Thank you for the suggestion. If it doesn't look very good, we may go back to something else. And this is SDXL. So as a reminder, all of the creative control techniques that we've got are all built around the ecosystem of tools that exists for that model. Eventually, we'll get there with Flux. But today it's just a little bit more of like a, you know, use SDXL for what it's good at, use Flux for what it's good at. I think that's pretty cool. I think we did it. You know, it's definitely slick. Somebody would pay money for that. And the price tag on those shoes would definitely be over $1,000. Come on, right? Okay, well, what we're going to do is we're going to ask ourselves, do we think it's good enough? No, we don't. I've got an idea. So I'm going to go to our workflows here. Earlier, I was using the Flux workflow to generate some of these textures, which we'll use in just a little bit. We'll add another layer to the control image. But for this one, what I want to do is I'm going to get the Flux VAE encode. This is where we put an image in. I'm going to turn this into a 1024 by 1024. That's what we're going to send this to Unified Canvas. Unlock. Boom. 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 All right. That. And that. And we're just going to clip that guy. Use a square image. And we're good. All right. Let's see. We've got some questions. Somebody said they upgraded their GPU and got a lot of fast results. Oh, we don't like that. Oh, okay. Flux. You need to have enough steps. So we'll do 40. We also, since I started over again, we got to put that at 0.6. All right. slowly but surely, we're making our way to the correct answer. See, someone else said, could you, for instance, draw 2 different pose sketches and assign a character or prompt traits to each pose sketch? Yes. Someone responded to that already. Congratulations to the person who got their new GPU. It's exciting. All right, so we're going to compare this image to our original SDXL image. So kind of reinterpreted and fixed some of the details in our shoe, which is cool. You can see it added a lot of like depth and detail to like some of the lower areas of the sole where it was a little bit janky with SDXL. It's kind of picked up a lot of those details. Didn't fully fix the placement of the buttons, but I wonder if we did a lower denoising start, if that would give us some more details. It could be interesting. Well, I think Flux is a little bit slower to generate, which is just the way it goes. We'll work on getting some like laser beam type GPUs soon, so this goes super fast. But in the meantime, maybe what I'll do while we're waiting for that is get another sketch going. Reminder, if you want to provide a sketch of your own, feel free to put that in the chat. Take a look at this one first. So this one is interesting. So this was a lower denoising start, which means higher denoising strength. And it really did some interesting stuff to the shoe. Changed the rim up at the top, kind of changed this into like a black leather. This became interesting. Overall, I mean, this is a pretty cool shoe. It's got some nice things going for it. It's kind of got this like golf shoe type thing going on the front. It's giving me some Tiger Woods over here. I think he still plays golf, right? I'm sure there's someone new now. Cool. Well, we like that. Okay. We're going to do this. We're going to do this again, but this time it's going to be perfect from start to finish. We're excited about this. Okay. So we will do another shoe sketch. So we're going to do another black and white brush. All right. What are we going to be inspired by today? Try something here. Let's see. Oh, it's a straight line. It's going to be a weird shoe. It's like one of those fancy shoes that cost a lot of money. You know what I'm talking about? You know those shoes? It's kind of like weird and strange. Yeah. That's a shoe. That's a shoe. Oh, the comments on this shoe design are pretty good. Someone said ninja shoes. Someone said, dude looks like he's got just a big toe. That's funny. We're going to throw this guy into our control canvas over here. We are going to do scribble. And this time around, what we're going to do is range, pastel, rubber materials, maybe. And I'm going to take some of these textures that I made, and we're just going to see what happens. So I'm going to do a regional image prompt. Take out maybe this, it's kind of like weird goopy substance here. We'll make that style only. And I'm going to do this weird goopy substance all on this middle top part. Should be cool. Then the bottom, what picture do we want to use for the bottom? And I'm setting these to 0.6. I don't want it to like inject it way too much. I want it to kind of infuse a little bit, but maybe we'll do this like magma looking stuff. It's pretty cool. Down there. Somebody said they wanted to see green. Maybe we'll do this like fusion thing here. We'll do this kind of like green pink thing. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens. And we'll generate this. It's going to be great. I think we are switching out models every time I go back between SDXL and Flux. Funny thing about Flux is it's so big. It's massive. Clears out everything that you had in your memory. Got to restart from scratch. Ooh. Oh, yeah. That's funky. That's a funky shoe. That people would pay money for that shoe. I'm 100% sure about that. Very, very interesting. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna transform that shoe too. Let's see what that looks like. And we pass that in here and here. Everything should be good. Let's do 0.5 though, because I don't want to lose that stuff. Someone said Kanye's new shoe, the big toe. You know, I've never worn a pair of shoes like that before, but I do feel like I would get what I've never had with any other shoe, which is hitting 6 feet. You know, I'm not as tall as everybody else, and I'm like average height, and I've always wanted to get like, you know, just that little boost, that little step up to get to that height. I feel like I'd get there with this type of shoe. This looks like a good 3 inches, maybe. Be good. Be good. Someone said hipster is a short king. It's okay. Okay, so it definitely did some interesting stuff here. It turned these into like little dots instead of this like mesh, and maybe we could fix that with the prompt. And also, I don't know what it did here. I don't know what it transformed over here, but it did something funny. Kind of looks like a fruit roll-up, maybe. This is pretty cool. Let's try filling with the prompt a rose. Okay, that's a generous interpretation. So we'll say the top of the sneaker is a loose bio-organic mesh, rubber mesh. What we're going for, right? The benefit of Flux is you can kind of like give it a little bit more direction. Feels a little bit less random. Let's see, the shoe stands alone, bold and striking, avant-garde, strange pastel, rubber materials. All of that is true. The sole has a rose molded into the pink rubber base. Okay, we'll just give that a shot. We're going to try that at 0.5. We're going to get a little crazy. We're going to go down to 0.35. So we'll see both of those. Someone suggested using a string primitive instead of a prompt input so that I get a larger writing space. Thank you. Got some node mancers in here with all their hacks. So while we're waiting for that image to generate, we'll just go ahead and take this advice. So we will create a string primitive here. See, the string primitive has this big old box, and the prompt has a little tiny box. And and that is good feedback. I'm going to say prompt. If you're building workflows for people, use string primitives. Another reason to use primitives. So do that one. Now let's see here. Okay, we got another interpretation of the shoe. I won't say that those look like roses, but I do think it's probably a little bit better. Oh, we got two shoes. Both our shoes are done. Okay, so this one's the first one. Still got those dots. This one gave me a little bit more. Ooh, somebody gave me a big old prompt. I don't think those prompts will work for this image, though. Sorry, I don't think that prompt will work for this shoe. But I do think that we've kind of gotten a little bit of what we're looking for with this one. For some reason, those, if we look back to our original generation, I think these are just getting interpreted, whereas I see these as like holes. The model's kind of seeing these as like dots. Which is understandable, I guess. But all in all, I think we kind of got some good play with that. So I'll switch out of this. We'll do another shoe design. And this time, Jason, I will use your prompt. I will use your prompt. So let's go back to the campus. We'll do this. So this is the prompt that Brenda's given us here. I'm going to try to figure out how to draw that. Okay. Someone said, can we try two different shoe designs in the same image? Y'all always try to make this hard on me. Yeah, we could. We could. It's going to be weird, but let's do it. A sandal and a calf height high heel boot. Okay. Let's see. We got we're doing, this is the high heel boot. You really got me. That's all you're getting at me for that. I did not practice my high heel boot sketching before this session. And somebody, the chat is going crazy right now. This is absurd. You all are nuts. All right, we're going to do the sandal over here. Yeah, do that over again. I gotta do that over again. I can't live with myself if I said that was good enough. All right. This will do. What type of sandal? Okay, well, I'm just gonna do my known standard sandal. Just like a little flip-flop, you know? Little flip-flop action, okay? You all made me do this. So we've got a prompt here. And we're going to go, we're going to have to change it a little bit, but we will do this. Shoes, 2 pairs of shoes, shoe catalog photograph, black track sneaker. We're going to say high heeled boot black track sneaker. Blah, 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 blah. We're not going to do colorized pencil sketch. Doing photographs here. Studio lighting. And then what we're going to do, we're going to do some regional prompting. So we'll do, maybe we'll add a sandal with a clean pastel look. The sandal's going to get no attention in this, but we're going to try to correct for that with some regional prompting. Sandal. And we're going to do an image prompt in addition to our sandal. We're going to use maybe this, like, maybe this one. This one looks nice. We're just doing the style on that. And then we'll do, we're not doing a global IP adapter, we're doing another regional guidance layer. I get this one here. We'll do heeled boot black track sneaker. Here. Now this could get bad because we're trying to do two different shoes at the same time. It's going to be messy. That's why we're here. And that's why I take on these challenges that you give me so that we can all learn together. We're going to make this a lava boot. Because why not? I'll turn it down a little bit lower than 0.6 though, maybe just 0.35. It's going to be like a essence of lava. Essence of lava. Let's give it a go. Where's our strength at? No, we're going to have to, we don't want to see this abomination that's about to come out. We're going to bring this down to 0.6 and we're going to keep it light and low, light and low. Oh, we've got some questions while this is generating. Someone said, does anyone try to use Flux to make seamless, repeatable textures? Seamless is not yet supported for Flux. Somebody else called that out. Can you explain a bit how you expect the tooling, like looking over the picture there, for Flux to evolve? This is strange. I don't know what caused this, like, look. It's very interesting. I mean, it doesn't look bad. Maybe we should just take it in and see what we get, right? Let's take this prompt out. We'll put this in here. And yeah, we'll do it. We'll see what it goes. But to answer the question, can you explain how you see tooling for the Flux ecosystem evolving? People are already training LoRa's. There are some early control nets and IP adapters that have been trained. I have not tested those yet, but from the examples I've seen, they are still, I would say, early. They're not really like as, I think what we saw with SDXL was we got some like okay control nets, and then it was really later on that you were really seeing like high quality control nets come out for Flux or for SDXL. I think for Flux it will be the same in the sense that we're going to need to wait a little bit for some of these support tools to really mature. But at this point, I do believe that a lot of the same features that we've come to know and love with SDXL will ultimately be ported over to Flux. That is our intent, at least. Okay. There's like popcorn for some reason. Or cauliflower. I don't know. Maybe rocks. It's really not clear to me what this is. But we do have a sandal. And we do have a boot. And they're both floating in air. Well, this one's floating in air. I think this is supposed to be the shadow for it. It's a little bit off. But this boot looks pretty good. So I don't know. I'd call this a success. Pretty significant success. If we do a comparison, I mean, that was barely a sandal. And this was a nice boot. But it cleaned up the boot quite a bit. And then it turned that from a flattened piece of rubber into an actual sandal. So that's good. If we bumped up the denoising start, it would probably look a little bit more like the original. I do like this boot, so I may just see what happens if we bump this up to maybe like 0.55. Because while I like this, it's like clean. I really think this like dirty boot is pretty cool. Like, look at the base of this one. This like sole, it's got this like weird gunky, it's like a Van skater shoe type sole. It's pretty cool. I like that. Really like that. So let's see. Somebody's got a question here. Wild question and likely a lot off topic. It's always fun. But while on the Flux topic, are we planning on sandboxing these new tools to prevent a similar exploit hack like we had in Comfy UI with some nodes? Newer and hyped tools generally can be quite exploitable. So let me explain. You don't really need, I think our image came out and it did not look pretty good. So I think I'm just going to have to like live with the fact we're not going to get a good sandal if we also keep this boot. We could go in and fix this boot up. I'm tempted to do it. But let me answer this question real quick. As far as like node security, there's a reason why Invoke is a little slower to adopt every single new thing that comes out, and it's because we maintain our own nodes. We are maintaining the core of the Invoke platform. And so Flux, all of the stuff that we're incorporating, we are releasing those nodes as part of the core of Invoke. So they're not exposed in the same way that you would expect them to be if they were an extension or an outside node that was being dropped in. We are actually writing a lot of that node code ourselves. And that is one of the design features of Invoke, is that we have a core set of nodes that the Invoke team is maintaining. That doesn't mean we don't accept contributions, and it doesn't mean we don't have custom nodes out there. But it does mean that if you're going to use a feature in Invoke out of the box and not have to install an extension and trust someone else's code, if you're just downloading Invoke, we've already done the vetting for you. We have reviewed the PR. If we wrote it ourselves, we wrote it. But if a community member said, hey, I wrote a node, then we've gone through, given feedback, analyzed the code, and brought it in a way that not only is safe and secure, that we believe will long-term benefit the overall stability of the Invoke system. So it's not quite the same. You don't need to worry about it, though, if you're not installing other people's custom nodes. Yeah, so that's the TLDR. So our image here didn't quite come out the way we wanted it to. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take this in to the unified canvas. I'm just going to get rid of this sandal. I don't care about that sandal. And let me get back to our workflow. I just want to get this boot cleaned up. And I'm going to do that by making the denoising strength really high and changing this prompt. Sandal's gone. Okay. Just want to see if I can keep this this look a little more without losing. There's like an essence to it that I want to keep, you know, something about the shoe. There we go. Look at that. All right. That's our new shoe. That's the old one. Definitely cleaned up a lot of those pieces on the bottom. made it look a lot better. This stuff actually looks like it's on a gray surface. I really like this image. Go a little bit bigger here. Yeah. Like this part right here actually looks like it was like blown up. I love it. That's so cool. Neat. Neat. Okay. We've got time for one or two more. Let's maybe do some of the texture stuff that we've been talking about. So, you know, I kind of generated some of these textures just using Flux, and they turned out pretty good. And I think that is what we will do to play around with textures. So we're going to take a little bit of a detour here. Hopefully you got a little bit about how to control the shoe design here. We used a lot of the control layers to kind of imbue some of those textures into these images, and then we used the Flux piece to transform it. What we're going to do next is we're going to maybe go back to how we might generate some of these textures from the get-go. So right now, this is all done in the workflow. Flux will be in the linear UI once we have it generally available, and it's out of this lab beaker phase. Lab beaker means prototype. So all of these are very early and are going to be changing a lot as we get all of the functionality baked into it. So we are going to set the denoise extract to 0. Everything else is good. We are going to do texture. Now, somebody in the chat, I think it might have been Zavia. Zavia said, you can get seamless textures without having a seamless feature for Flux. So we're going to figure out how to do that. So we'll do a seamless pattern. No, maybe will give us like a secret prompt that unlocks this, but we'll try it. Seamless pattern, hand painted texture, and then we'll just do mahogany. Yeah, we'll just give that a shot. Give it a shot. How bad could it be? He said, foolishly. Someone asked, could you load an LLM to generate the prompt, then eject the model, then load the T to I? I believe that there are some people who've rigged up Ollama as a node that you can connect your own Ollama instance to generate prompts for you. I've also found good success going to ChatGPT and getting these more verbose prompts. So either way, if you're looking for a way to get these like long Flux prompts, you can do that. So since we got 2D seamless texture and painted digital painting, river rocks. All right. This came out like it was a video game. Let's do a seamless checker here. Is it seamless? It's not seamless. Not seamless, he said. Dismay. But that's okay. It'll get there. Someday, what I would anticipate is that we will build a seamless function for Flux the same way that it exists for SDXL. And the way that that works is in the actual, yeah, that's not going to work. In the actual latent space, it kind of like blends the edges together and does a nice thing. Someone said, I'm in the footwear industry. I was talking about Invoke yesterday at a trade show. This demonstration is amazing for what they stated that they needed. Great. We'll have the video up next week so you can send it to people. This is not what I was looking for, unfortunately. It's a little bit like more like an image than a texture. So I'm going to figure out, what did I prompt for back in these? 2D hand-painted texture sample image. Let's just do rendered texture sample image. High quality. High quality. The texture is, what type of texture are we looking for here? I got it. Cyan cotton candy. See if that gives us something interesting to look at. I believe that I was told that I should do something else than kind of like other than what I'm doing right now. It's been a long week for me. I've been sick this week, so you're getting me at the like tail end of my recovery. So I'm gonna remember this. I'm gonna remember this momentarily. I know what it was. All right, we're making splash image backgrounds. That was what it was. Splash image backgrounds, which is kind of like what we're doing here. It's like a little bit like a, yeah, I'm doing perfect. I'm doing exactly what we should be doing. So I'm hopeful that we'll get something that's kind of like a weird macro photography zoom of like, I don't know, cotton candy in this case. Something that gives us a little bit of texture and gives us a little bit, no, this is not what I was thinking is going to happen. But, you know, I guess it works. We're going to take out this render texture piece. We're going to do high quality, a macro photography close-up of cyan cotton candy. Light illuminates the inside of the ball end to end cotton candy. It goes on forever towards the horizon. I don't know, for some reason, because Flux understands better prompts or better prompt adherence in some sense, I just feel like I need to be almost poetic when I prompt it. You know, I need to write a little haiku every time I prompt it. Try to incorporate that. I've not yet started adding please and thank you to the prompt, but it gets any smarter. That's where I'm going. I'm a very polite guy. And I would advise being nice. Advise being nice, just in case. Yes. Somebody said the AI overlords will remember your thank yous. And I think, not to get too futurist here, but everything you do online is permanent. It is like ink. They're going to have all that data. They're going to know every single time you said thank you. If you kicked your Roomba, they're going to know. They're going to know. Just saying. Just saying. All right. Well, that's pretty cool. That is pretty nifty. All right, so we got a little bit of an interesting look here. It is going into this like portal type thing. I would say this would serve decent splash background, right? So we'll try to do another one. I gotta remember to put this on my design exploration board so that it goes to the right spot. So someone said I need headphones with a built-in tinfoil hat. Once I start my deep web YouTube podcast, we'll get the tinfoil hat installed. How about that? Someone asked, how does Flux do with mixing topics? It's a good question. I haven't really tested it that much. Maybe we should try. Let's give that a go here. So we'll do, let's see, we got high quality macro photography close up. We'll take cotton candy and we'll get all that out. So let's fuse some concepts here. A watermelon. What are we fusing with a watermelon? I don't know. Now I'm thinking like one of those like posters that has like a flavor mashup, you know, this is for mashing up concepts, and a lemon hybrid. The fruit is being sliced and a lot of juice is spiraling out, demonstrating how vibrantly delicious and juicy this hybrid fruit flavor is. Could it be better? Maybe. Maybe not. We'll see. I think I'm realizing I lost my prompt primitive or my string primitive. So I started over from somewhere else. More space. We like that space. We do have some updates planned as well for the workflows. So that's coming too as well. Yeah. Do we have any guides on Invoke and how prompting works in Flux? Commas, parentheses, plus, repetition to add weight. I'm going to tell you what maybe you don't want to hear, but nobody knows. Everyone's guessing. From what we can tell right now, you want longer prompts. You want them to be a little bit more like you would expect out of an LLM. It is very likely that there was a auto captioning process done where an image was auto captioned using an LLM, and that would be effectively what you end up prompting for. I don't know, that looks like a watermelon and a lemon to me, but it doesn't really look like a watermelon. Maybe that's the watermelon lemon. I can see it. I don't know why ketchup is being squirted onto it. But it does look fun. Maybe we need to like emphasize that this is a leave this at the front, an advertisement. And we'll add some words in here. How about that? For an advertisement, a compelling and attention-grabbing advertisement. I don't know if it knows any of those words, but we're going to give it a shot. For a new flavor of what's our fake soft drink name? We'll say soft bubbles. Soft bubbles. A soda, sugary soda with delicious flavors. The image is high quality, showing a watermelon and a lemon hybrid. Fruit is being sliced and a lot of juice sliced over the can. A lot of juices spiraling out. We had a typo before. All right, we're going to see if that works. You know, we're playing around with Flux. We're seeing how it reacts to stuff. Could be good. Someone said, being more narrative with your prompts seems to help for Flux. Channel your inner Charles Dickens or J.R.R. Tolkien. Order of words can help. So a hybrid of X could help instead of saying hybrid at the end. We'll try that. Showing a hybrid of a watermelon and a lemon. Fruit is being sliced over the can and a lot of juice is spiraling out. Someone said, any knowledge of Flux or SDXL would be good at creating trim sheets, 3D modeling, perhaps with control nets, etc. And then somebody responded saying, yes, use an existing seamless pattern for control net or image to image. I still don't think that's a watermelon lemon hybrid, but we got our soft bubbles. Soft bubbles. It's a little tiny can. It's sugary. So it's definitely very like gooey, sugary. Someone said it looks better than real watermelon. I don't know what kind of watermelon you're eating. That looks like somewhat candy-like. Watermelon is. Someone said, how about adding watermelon and lemon to the negative? There is no negative in Flux. It's only positive. But yes, somebody called out the text. Flux is particularly good at text. What I've found is that text is really good for memes. It's a little bit less useful in more like very heavy design workflows because you probably want to pick the typography and like where things are. I have seen some interesting Laura's come out. See, it doesn't want to fuse this watermelon and lemon together. And we got a soft tubs here instead of that. But, you know, generally I think the idea is still somewhat conveyed. We just need to find a way to fuse these fruits together well. How would we do that? That's the question. Showing a single fruit that has traits of both a watermelon and a lemon. Try that. We're really fighting for this. Could be lemon flavored watermelon. That's true. Someone asked if you can do in painting with Flux and Invoke right now. Not yet, but it is planned. There's still some things to figure out with Flux. I think it's a different model, and so there's different techniques that you're going to have to do to get it to do the same thing that you've done with SDXL. Overall, it's very good for the type of stuff we've shown today for just kind of initial generations, but the image to image can really add a lot of details. We go back and compare some of the images we did earlier. I think this was the initial that we got out of SDXL. And then, you know, we kind of got this one after the fact. And you can just tell there's like a degree of detail that it has. I mean, you can look at the stitching right there. You can look at some of the texture on the sole. It just has a kind of an accuracy. You look at that, there's like a curve there. And I mean, it's tighter. It's well formed. It's got a little loop. Who doesn't love a little loop when you're trying to slip the shoe on? Yeah. All right. We just didn't succeed in fusing the watermelon and the lemon. I think the watermelon might be too strong a concept. But potentially someday in the future, we'll have the technology. I think Cheerios said water lemon melon. Let's give that one a shot. And that'll be the last attempt that we give today. Someone gave some good suggestions for things we could try. Describe the details of the water lemon. Maybe we'll get this queuing. A single fruit is being sliced over a can. The fruit has a rind, an outer rind that resembles a watermelon, but the inside of the fruit has the pulp of a lemon. We're going to give that a shot. I think that's a good idea. I think that's a good idea. We're going to try that out. And that'll be the actual last one. So this was the water lemon melon, which gave us some limes. Not what you'd hope for. We got water lemon. Oh, man. Sometimes this is just too fun. This is too fun. It does kind of look like the flavor that we'd be going for. But even more amusing, on the can of this water lemon, we've got strawberries. So it's just like, it's throwing fruit in at every chance it can, which is just amusing. Someone said they got it by saying a water lemon is a hybrid fruit made by combining a watermelon and lemon hybrid being sliced in half. I think the approach that we're taking right now might work. I think it'll give us it's a decent shot. It's a decent shot. Decent shot. I think we did it. Look at that. Outside of a watermelon, inside of a lemon. Come on. Can't make this up. Did we just succeed? I think we did. That's good. We did it. And I would drink that drink. It looks delicious. So slap a logo on it. You're good to go. Nailed it. We're better together, everybody. Thank you for participating. Thank you for giving suggestions and supporting our generations throughout the day. I think that's going to be it for today. But I am looking forward to doing even more of these next week and the week after because we've got more stuff coming. You're going to see a lot of new release stuff happening over the next few weeks. We will also be opening up the alpha of our new canvas, and we will need everybody who is using the community edition to really give us feedback on that. It is very, very early. All the functionality is there, but we need to really hone in on the user experience. And so we're going to need feedback to make sure that we make it as good as it can be. And so you will be critical for that. So take a look, keep an eye on the announcements, and we will be reaching out next week. All right, take care, everybody. It was real fun. See you around.